'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it.
Welcome to the 80s Babies Conversation. It's your girl, Ray Cherie, the hostess with the mostest, checking in. I got my brother GP Slim with me. Go ahead, bro.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, sis? What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and the Facebook as well. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot in store for y'all today, so let's jump right into it.
All right, let's go ahead and jump right into it. What about Jennifer Hudson winning the EGOT? Let's go ahead and tell the people what that is. So the EGOT is when a person wins an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony Award. Only 17 people have won this, and she is one of them. She's also the youngest woman to ever win it, and I'm thinking she may be the first African American. I'm not totally sure about that. We'll have to figure that one out. But she won an Oscar for supporting actress in Dreamgirls.
Mm-hmm.
She won a Grammy for Best R&B Album in 2009. She won another Grammy in 2017 for her album For the Color Purple. She won an Emmy for Baby Yaga, which is an animated film. a virtual reality animated film, and she won this one for producing a stage play. So that is monumental. She has made history.
She did, man. It's good to see, you know what I'm saying, some African American, especially women, making it, you know, getting an achievement like that. It's real good, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that she's you know, I'm glad that she won that, and she's representing for all the Black females, man.
Totally. That is what's up with Jennifer Hudson, making history, being the first female to do that. And that's an amazing award. And it expresses her artistic abilities.
Right.
Reminding people out there that she really is a girl boss out here doing her thing. So that is huge. Kudos to Jennifer Hudson.
Right.
Celebrate.
And hopefully we see some more Black women, just Black people, you know, getting that same achievement.
Yes, because that lets us know that we can do it, and that it really can be done, that it's possible.
Right.
So this is what Jennifer looked like on her award-winning night. Totally stunning, by the way.
Yeah, she looks great. And I hope this be some motivation for a lot of other people, you know, to get up and make it happen, because she did that.
Yes, she did that.
And congratulations to her once again.
And leading us into a major holiday this weekend, celebrating African Americans, our struggle, our heritage, our accomplishments since the emancipation. We know that Juneteenth is Freedom Day,
right?
Because it marks the day that the slaves were freed in the United States. And there's so many celebrations like this all across the globe. In our hometown, we got the 28th.
Right.
That they have down in the Battle, Pittsview area kind of thing. So there were different dates going around in our culture that when the slaves were freed. But this is a nationally recognized day where all people got the news. And this was first celebrated in Texas.
But you know, I'm sorry to interrupt, sis, but you know, a lot of people, a lot of Black people didn't know this information until a few years ago. A lot of people just found out this information a few years ago. So, you know, it's that, now that's crazy. You know, a lot of people ain't even know that.
Yes, a lot of people didn't know. So, like, what are some things people could do to celebrate Juneteenth?
Barbecues, spend time with your family. That's the most important thing, you know. Spend time with your family, and then let your kids know. Teach your kids about this stuff too, you know. Just barbecues. We need to start having a parade. Like they have a parade for everything else, we need to have a parade to celebrate it, you know. And a lot of jobs need to let their workers off. We need to get time off for this, man. Like we have for every other holiday, we need time off, and we need paid time off. A lot of jobs probably have, you know, given their workers time off for it, but a lot of jobs still haven't. You know, my job is one of them.
Well, you know, it is a federal holiday, so a lot of federal locations will be closed. But unfortunately, private organizations don't have to let us off work for any federal holiday.
Right.
So they can kind of pick and choose what they want to let us off work for. So don't go to work starting a protest that you're supposed to be off because it's a federal holiday, because your employer does not have to let you off. But it would be nice if they did, because it's a part of our heritage. It's a part of the culture. Right. So I definitely plan to be doing something with family to celebrate Juneteenth. I know that the Columbus Museum has a Juneteenth exhibit, so it'll be pretty cool to go and check that out with my girls, with my mom, just so that they can get some different insight into the culture.
Right. Yeah, that would be good.
And just get something authentic, telling our narratives. And also this year we seen Walmart, major corporations trying to capitalize off Juneteenth. People who are non-Black, someone who was non-Black, I think, copyrighted Juneteenth. Can't think of his name right now, but I'm sure you can look it up. Walmart put that Juneteenth ice cream out. It was a red velvet flavor, and they issued an apology and they pulled all the ice cream because they realized they were doing a disservice to the story to the heritage, and none of those proceeds were going to anything related to African American culture. So we have to be careful of those things too that we see marketed for Juneteenth.
Right.
If it's not for us, by us, we shouldn't support it because it's not going to anything that is dealing with African American culture, but they're commercializing because they know that we hold a large consumer market.
Yeah, they know it's a money thing. So, you know, anything to make them money, you know, they're gonna capitalize on it, you know. So it's like anything else in the world, you know. They see an opportunity to make some money and they going for it.
Yeah. And another thing, we don't want this to be another consumer holiday. Like
Right.
I know Dr. King holiday, it's a lot of big sales going on and those
Christmas.
kind of things. Yeah, you know, those kind of things, commercializing Christmas, a lot of different holidays. We don't want to see that happening with Juneteenth.
Right.
Let's keep this being a day of culture, and a day of family, and a day of a weekend of teaching, because
teaching, yes.
Because it falls on the Sunday, the federal businesses will be closed on Monday as well. So use this as a weekend to teach your kids about the heritage and teach your kids about the culture that is associated with Juneteenth. But I'm here for the t-shirts, and I'm here for the education. I'm here for the art exhibits and the museum exhibits and those kind of things.
Right. We got to teach, and we got to teach these kids though, because like a lot of things, like I remember like Black history and all that stuff used to be in school. You know, they taking a lot of this stuff out of school. So it's up to us parents to teach these kids about the Juneteenth and everything else that's, you know, dealing with stuff like that. Because like I said, they taking a lot of this stuff out of the school. So you can't depend on the schools to teach these kids this stuff anymore. You got to start at home, and you got to finish it at home a lot of the times now. So start educating your kids so they can know the right things instead of learning these false things in school, man.
Yes. Yes, it's definitely time to start educating our kids. And it's also another big weekend because it's Father's Day weekend this weekend. So for Black culture, for Black fathers, this could be a potentially huge weekend, 2 holidays tied into one.
Right. Right.
All right, and so tonight we welcome our guests to join in on the conversation. I can put a number in the chat. You could text, and I can send you the link to join in on the conversation tonight. But we do have one rule: we don't use any profanity or obscene language on the baby's conversation, because we believe we can have the dialogue without all that stuff.
Right.
So if you want to join in on the conversation, let me know, and I will drop a phone number in the chat so that I can text you the link to get in on the conversation tonight. Well, with it being Father's Day weekend coming up, is it rude to tell a mom Happy Father's Day? What do y'all think about that? Those of you who are on with us, let us know in the chat, in the comments, is it rude to tell a mom Happy Father's Day? That's what we want to know, since it is Father's Day weekend. How do y'all feel about that?
I honestly don't think it's rude. You know, with me being a male, you know what I'm saying, I know there's a lot of males that's not currently in the house with their kids, and these mothers are out here doing everything by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it ain't rude, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent. Now, I mean, don't go over and beyond and just, I'm this and that, because the father may be absent for a reason. It ain't necessarily got to be because he's a deadbeat. It ain't necessarily got to be because he's incarcerated or something. You know, he could be deceased or something. It could be anything other than those two things, you know. But I feel like a lot of women out here are taking care of the whole household and raising these kids. So yeah, I feel like it's safe and it's not rude or anything to tell a woman Happy Father's Day, especially if she's taking care of the kid and holding it down, man. I mean, it is what it is. That's just my opinion, though, you know.
Well, me being a woman, like, I don't celebrate Father's Day. I'm a single parent for the most part, my child's father is active in her life, but for the most part, she's with me. I assume the bulk of the responsibility, but I'm a woman, and I think that my womanhood is something sacred. I'm not a man, and I don't think I could feel the shoes of a man, so I don't celebrate Father's Day. I'm not out here telling myself Happy Father's Day, but I see a lot of women do it on Father's Day on Facebook. So I kind of wonder, like, is that out of bitterness?
Well, I mean, in some cases, it may be out of bitterness. It depends. It may be out of, I don't know, man. Some women do it and say Happy Father. Well, some people, wouldn't mind, a person telling them Happy Father's Day just because, they want to take all the credit anyway. You got some women that just want to take credit for everything, especially when that man's not there and they raising that kid. They want to take credit. They want to get all the credit. So yeah, you got some that's gonna want to. I'm his father. I'm the daddy and the mom. That's what I hear a lot of women saying these days. I'm the daddy and the mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? But to each and own. But like I say, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But the ones that take it and just run completely left with it, nah.
All right, Sandra said she is still a mother. That confuses a child to tell.
It does. Nah, and I see where you come from. It would. I mean, but sometimes you can tell,
All right, Holyfield said it depends. That 1%. And Deborah says it's okay. Is it okay to tell single fathers Happy Mother's Day?
No.
You see?
No, it ain't okay to tell them Happy Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? Because men don't act like that though. Men, you will rarely find a man that's saying, "Oh, I'm the father and the mom." You ain't gonna have no men saying that. Not no men that I know.
None that I know either. Like, I am a woman. I love my day. I love Mother's Day, and on Father's Day, you can still, even if the father's not there, just still do what you would usually do, like take the child out to dinner or do something. But there are greeting cards and things that say Happy Father's Day, Mom, out here on the market. Like, you can find this stuff in the store.
Yeah, and it's in the store, because 9 times out of 10, that's aimed, and I hate to say this, but that's aimed at black people, you know what I'm saying? But because, a lot of the black fathers are not in the home, so they making these cards to satisfy those bitter moms or the ones that I'm the father and the mother. You gotta satisfy every crowd. So it gotta be something there for every crowd and every person, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of how they feeling, what they think, it gotta be something there for these people to satisfy them, man. Like that alone is that. With those cards being in the store, that alone is making women feel like they really are a father and a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell anybody, my friends, I got single female friends that have kids, and I tell them, like, listen, man, you doing this by yourself, but you don't have to let everybody. You don't have to, claim you're the father and the mom. Like, just be the mom, because, like I tell everybody, a man can only raise a female to a certain point. She's gonna need that mom in her life, and a woman can only raise a male to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you're gonna be a mom, dads be dads, and like you said, sis, it can go both ways, man. I wouldn't tell them, like Sandra said, I wouldn't tell them, Happy Father's Day in front of the kid. That would be crazy, and that would confuse them unless they up in age where they understand what's going on. But a small kid like my son, for instance, he's 3. I definitely wouldn't tell his mom Happy Father's Day in front of him. Like, that would be crazy, because that would confuse him at a young age. But I don't know, just be a parent, like Holyfield said, just be a parent.
Yes, I agree with that. Just be a parent. And the problem of absentee fathers, it is a huge problem in our community and some other communities as well. But it's about the children. At the end of the day, it's about the kids and not for our gratification. because we chose to make these kids. They didn't ask to be here. Just assume your role and responsibilities. But I in my personal opinion, you know, joy over bitterness. Let the men have their day.
Right.
Because we have ours. And in the words of Tupac, ain't no woman alive that could take my mama place. So I don't need an extra holiday because I'm doing it by myself.
Right.
That is my spiel on it.
I feel you on that.
Let's be real about it. There are some same-sex couples raising kids, and this will really confuse a child.
Most definitely. Definitely. And that's going on more than we really think in the world today, man. You got same-sex, you got guys dating guys that raising kids that they can go and adopt kids.
Yes, but you know what? But I don't know how they conduct their relationship because I'm not in one of those relationships. So I can't really speak on if it's to what they tell the kids because I don't know what they tell the kids. I don't like speaking on someone else's circumstances in that kind of gender identity thing because I don't know. We don't know. They could tell the kids they have two dads. You know, we don't know that. They can celebrate Father's Day together, but that's their normality. So, you know, I feel like things like that, it is Pride Month. And I love my LGBTQ friends. But who's to say that they're telling one is the mom and one is the dad? They may just be telling them, hey, we're both dads and it's Father's Day, so we got double for the trouble today, and they may go all out, that kind of thing. So I think, you know, when it comes to that and when it comes to our LGBTQ community adopting kids, I've seen it and I salute them for getting those kids out of group homes and foster homes and all those things. And any man who steps up to be a dad is a Superman to me, because I had the pleasure of having an outstanding dad throughout my childhood and just up until this year. So I mean, being a father is no duty that I'm talking about a real dad, like that, right? Those real dads are superheroes because, you know, dad is everything. Mom is too now, but just having a real dad, like that creates a whole different breed of child. So I salute anybody who steps in. I salute anybody who steps in to be that for a kid. And what are you doing for Father's Day, by the way?
I don't know, man. I really don't have no plans. I just really plan on spending time with my kids and stuff, man. Like that's really basically it. Just get that quality time in with them. Even though I spend time with my kids all the time, either way, you know, but we may take a little vacation to the beach or something, you know, do something like that. Just get that family quality time in.
Okay, and the same thing for me. Because my dad is deceased, I want to make sure I make it out to the cemetery to put those flowers out there to make sure it's pretty and clean around his gravesite. Right. But I'm gonna do what I would have done with my dad. My dad's favorite restaurant was Red Lobster or Captain D's. Now, I'm not a big Captain D's fan, but I will go to Red Lobster just like I have done these past few years.
Right.
Every Father's Day.
Yeah, because this gonna be this really our first Father's Day without dad. So you know this is a hard one for us though. You know, so that's what. And another thing, you know, if you got a father out there or if you're a father yourself, please spend that time with your kids or go see your dad. No matter what kind of problems y'all got. No matter what y'all may be going through, like, please go. Because I wish, you know, me and my dad used to get into it a lot. You know, we still had a strong relationship. We were like that, though, you know, so don't get it twisted. But we, like anybody else, we had our differences. But I would give anything to go back and have those moments again. And I look back at it now, you know, man, I wish I could have did more, you know what I'm saying? So to all the people out there with fathers or that, you know, if you are a father, please go and spend time with those kids. Go spend time with your father because you never know when their time might be up. And then I'm telling you from experience now, you know, I used to hear people saying it before my father passed. I used to hear people saying it all the time, man, I wish I could get that time back. I wish I could do this and that. Man, listen, enjoy those people while they're on earth. please go spend time with them, cherish those memories, make memories, take pictures. I wish I had took more pictures of our dad when he was alive, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all still got a father in your life, please go see him. Put your difference to the side, because once they gone, it ain't no coming back, y'all. So I'm telling you, go see your kids, go see your father, your mother too, you know, but just make sure you cherish the moments and spend a lot of time with them, man.
And I think that, you know, you said that, you know, you and dad, y'all had got into it a lot, but it wasn't to get into it. It was a trying to teach a right from wrong.
Yeah, that's what it was. I look at it as getting into it. You know, we used to butt heads, you know, as men, we butted heads, but as a father and me as a son, you know, looking back at that stuff now, I see what he was doing, because I do the same thing to my son and my daughter right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I see what he was doing. I was just being hard-headed and didn't want to listen, you know what I'm saying? And his delivery to me, I think that was my problem with that, you know, his delivery with information, you know, it wasn't what he was saying, it was how he was saying it. So I felt like that's why I said butted heads. But even that though, you know, with him being gone, I missed the button heads. I missed the little argument we used to have. And then the thing about him, we could argue and have an argument, and the next day he'll call me like nothing happened. And I'd be like, man, we were just arguing, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I miss those moments, man. So y'all fix it. If you're on bad terms with your father, females too. If you're on bad terms with your fathers, man, y'all need to put that difference to the side and fix it. Cause like I say, when they gone, it's gonna be too late.
Yeah. So, and you know, that was our dad. He was stayed trying to correct us, stayed trying to keep us on that line to perfect, you know, that kind of thing. But definitely appreciate it, and all those things are still with us. And one thing that our dad did do, and I don't know about these other fathers, but he kept a pistol somewhere in close proximity.
Right.
And with, you know, yeah, in his lunch bag.
All the places he wasn't supposed to have it, he had it.
Yeah, all the places he wasn't supposed to have. He always had.
Now I did learn that from him.
So my whole thing is, everybody's talking about open carry laws right now and concealed carry laws right now. Let's take a look at this map real quick. So the ones in green, these show all of the places where you that are permitless carry states. And the yellow ones are you have to have a permit to carry. And the orange ones, only residents, and it's just one, only residents can carry without a permit. So with everything that's going on in the world, with gun violence and these kind of things, my question is, who do these open carry laws benefit?
Well, I'm gonna have to say it benefit the white man, because you know, a large percentage of white men go and buy their guns legally, you know, and I don't know the percentage, the exact numbers, but a lot of black people, we buy our guns illegally, you know what I'm saying, off the streets, or you know, we got felonies and stuff. A lot of people have, I think that number is because a lot of us have felonies and stuff, and we can't go in and purchase a gun legally, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why, you know, it's a big difference in, you know, white people purchasing versus black people going in the store and purchasing, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of reasons that I don't feel like we have enough time to discuss, to be honest with you, but we still gonna point out some of them though.
Yes, but I also feel like these laws are not designed for us, but no. I also feel like laws like this can get us killed too.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Even with it being an open carry state, I guarantee you right now, if I get pulled over, even with it being an open carry state, if the police, but now let me tell you guys this too. Now, carrying a gun and riding with a gun is two different things. Now, don't mix it up. Don't get it mixed up, because you're allowed to walk around and carry it openly, but once you get into a vehicle, it's a difference. You know, now I'm not.
But if you're 18 or older, you're allowed to walk around and carry it. Let's be clear.
Well, yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, once you get inside of a vehicle, I think the law changes. I don't know if it's still, because I don't know if that new law, you know, made it where you can ride in a vehicle with that gun. Because I know the law used to be, even though it was an open carry state, once you get into that vehicle, it's considered as concealed. And you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, with them signing the new bill, if it may you can ride with one. But either way, I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna use me for example. If I get into a car and I get pulled over with my gun laying on top of my armrest or anything, guess what? 9 times out of the 10, y'all gonna be reading about me saying that I reached for a gun, or you know, I was threatened, or that the officer's life was in danger, and they gonna fill me up with lead. Real talk. But you know, a white person can go and ride with their gun, and the police will see it and won't say nothing. That's why I always, before they pass the law, I always give them my license and my gun permit, you know, at the same time. So even if the gun's not visible, they know that there is a gun on me or in the car somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Before they even ask. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like these laws were put in place to really down through there.
Okay, Holyfield is saying you ain't got no Second Amendment rights, but we do have the right to bear arms in the Second Amendment. But when we talk about gun ownership, so because we got to give the people some statistics, right? And according to Pew Research, gun ownership varies considerably across demographic groups. For example, 4 in 10 men, 39% of men say they own guns. All right. 36% of whites report that they own guns. 24% of blacks report that they own guns, and 15% of Hispanics report that they own guns. And we know that white men are especially likely to be gun owners. About 48% of white men say they own guns. About 24% of gun owners are women and non-white men, and 16% are non-white women. And I was watching something with Funky Dineva and Al Reynolds, and I think I want to say, and this may be misquoted, but I want to say they said 8% of gun owners are African Americans or African American males. All right. And I think that if we want to see, honestly, in my honest opinion, if we want to see true gun reform, Black people need to buy their guns in the store. Like, if we want to see gun reform for us, if we want to see it for our kids, legislation won't come until more of us become registered gun owners the legal way, buying them in the store, because society wants to keep guns out of our hands. So if we want that reform to take place, we need to go buy the guns in the store, and we need to do just like our counterparts and wear them when we go in Walmart, wear them when we go in grocery stores and restaurants.
But that's the problem. I feel like that's the problem, though. You know, even if we do that, I feel like you're gonna have more and more, you know, bad interactions with police in the Black community, because they already see us as a threat. If we walk into a store with a pistol on our hip, you're gonna have the manager, you're gonna have people scared. Oh, he has a gun. But that same white man can walk in there with a bigger pistol on him, and nobody says that. Nobody even look at him twice. Like I said, using me for example again, I can walk in there with this hair on my head, hanging down my back. If they see that pistol, I'm seen as a threat. And next thing you know, the security inside the store is gonna draw down on me, and there you go, and there you have it, a gunfight, or somebody's getting killed. You know,
so it doesn't have to be a gunfight though. Like, I believe I believe in taking a stand, and I believe that if we want to see true gun reform, then we have to start carrying ours too, just like our counterparts. Because nobody's raising the eyebrow. I know I do. I like, oh my God, this man is in Walmart. He got a gun. Let me hurry up and get myself and check out the quick way kind of thing. But I've started carrying mine too. Right. Because the law says that I can carry my weapon.
The law says a lot of things.
As long as I'm not at a school or at a courthouse, I can have my weapon. I can be armed.
The law says a lot of things, sis, but when we put that into a real world situation, it ain't gonna work out good for the black man, man. Like that's just real. We can exercise those rights, but at the end of the day, we putting ourselves at risk to be gunned down or killed or put in the altercation to where the outcome is not gonna be good. So it's still, like you said earlier, these gun laws really weren't meant for us to, they weren't meant for us. Because just think about it. You just think about it. A grocery store, and you see 10 black men in there carrying guns. Oh, just like this weekend. And by the way, my birthday was this weekend, and I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes too. And if you celebrated with me, you know how we turned up. But
we turned up.
For instance, we were in Waffle House Saturday morning, and a guy came in. It was a black guy. And he came in with his pistol showing right in the front, and there was majority black people in there, but you still had people looking like, oh, he got his gun showing. But he was perfectly legal to do that.
I was okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Now, mind you, if y'all pay attention, if you go out tonight, just when you walk into a gas station, look on the door of the gas station, and you're gonna see a little sign with a gun that's crossed out that says "No open carry allowed." So you got to be mindful of those places too, because if you go in there with that pistol out and that sign is on the door and something happened, then first of all they're gonna say, "Well, we had a sign posted on the door that says no open carry." Me personally, I don't like the open carry. I feel like the open carry law is kind of crazy. I don't like the open carry because, what if somebody run up and snatch a gun off? Some people like the open carry but don't have the gun secured. Like when you saying open carry, your gun should be secured in a holster. You got guys carrying.
Okay. But I want to remind you too that on January 1st, 2023 in Alabama, you can have a permitless concealed weapon as well.
Right. That's just
House Bill 272. Governor Kay Ivey signed that on March 10th. So you will be able to carry your concealed weapon without a permit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I now that makes sense. Because if you don't see it, then you don't know I got it. You know what I'm saying? But
I have it.
But carrying a gun, like the guy that we saw in Waffle House, carrying the gun right in the front of his pants. Okay, what if you around some people that's on some other kind of time? You know what I'm saying? What if you around some people that's on other, and you're a lot of people carry that gun to just show it off to let somebody know to kind of intimidate people or not messing with them or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but I feel like, if you openly carrying a gun or any kind of firearm, it should be secure. So that way, if you do get into a tussle, nobody can snatch that pistol off you and shoot you with your own gun, or that gun won't get into the wrong hands and you have a shooting in public. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to carry it. It's a way to do everything. And the way that these guys are carrying these guns, I feel like it's careless.
But what I have an issue with is you could just go buy the gun. There is no mental evaluation. The doctor don't have to sign anything. You could just go buy the gun. Like that is what I have an issue with. Forget the carry, but there is no gun safety course. You just can go get the gun.
I think
we got to take a driver's license test. Maybe we should have to take a gun safety test. But there should be something. And I think there should be some kind of flag in the system if, depending on your mental health status, where it flags this person. when people die, they on Social Security, they flag them because they notify the bank.
Right.
Why can't you create this database that flags people who have severe mental health impairments so that when they go into the store to buy these things? Or can we make the private
Because that's not
weapons?
Because that's not their objective. Their objective, just like when they made it legal for these kids to get these guns at age 18, that right there should have been a red flag for everybody. You letting a kid that don't even know 2 + 2 for real, but you letting them go in there and get a gun, and then they're gonna be reckless with it. That's to keep us killing each other, like Holyfield said, and to keep us incarcerated in these prisons and stuff, man. Like that's the whole purpose, because they know these young black kids are so involved in the streets and the rap music and everything that they see on TV. Even though we're not the ones doing mass shootings, we're not the ones that going and shooting up schools or doing none of that stuff. We're doing the violence to each other. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like all these laws that has been put in place and that they're putting in place is, we think that it's a good thing, but it's really not. You know, it's
I don't want to be
and
so
then
like, I'm not trying to kill nobody, you know, but I want to be able to protect myself. I want to be able to defend myself if I have to. But you know, there is a lot of black on black crime. It's a lot of white on white crime too.
Right.
I also feel like,
but it's more black on black.
And but you know, I feel like it's a lot of white on white crime too. I think it's just how things are reported. And also another thing that I have an issue with, like, there have been some black mass shooters, and this is why I'm saying, like, mental health comes into play. We had the guy go on the subway in New York. I think he killed those people. And then we had and then remember those snipers, the Dead in the Sun, that kind of thing. So, like, you know, I love a good racial argument, but you know, I don't want us to be so stereotypical when it comes to our people, because all of us are not out here trying to kill our brothers. You know, all of us not out here trying to do it. Some of us do that, but some of us just want to be able to protect ourselves if we have to, because of the world that we live in.
Right. And I see Sandra said that is not true. When I purchased my guns, you have a 3-day wait period while they are doing a background check. But that's not always the case. That's not always the case, because I have purchased the gun and I walked out of that store with that gun that same day.
Me too. Within 30 minutes, I had my gun in my hand. So that kind of thing.
That ain't necessarily
unless you have like a common name or something like that, then you know they may hold you up a couple of days. But I mean, you can get them pretty quick if you just go ahead and buy it.
Right. If you got a pretty clean record, and you got to think about it now, a lot of these people that commit crimes have clean records, never been in trouble, you know. So when you go in and buying a gun and they don't see anything that flags up when they run you, because they run you in the store, whether you know it or not. That's what they ask for, your driver's license and stuff for. They run you, they do a soft background check on you right there in the store, you know.
And my thing is, if we want to see gun reform, then we have to start carrying our weapons and we have to start buying our guns legally, because that's the only way they're going to make gun reform. Because I think the overall goal of all these gun laws are to keep them out of the hands of African Americans. And that is my personal opinion. I can't speak for everybody else, but I just know in 1967, California had the Mulford Act, but it only came after the Black Panthers protested on the steps of the California State House. And as a result, their governor, Ronald Reagan, signed that Mulford Act into law so that he could ban the carry of loaded firearms.
Yes,
so if we want that reform, then we got to start carrying them, and they will give us the gun reform that we want. That's just how I feel.
And you were speaking about, I think it was something in there about the Black Panthers, standing on the governor's doorstep or something like that with the loaded
on the California House.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were standing on the door, and then you say they passed a law right then and there to ban carrying loaded weapons, and you know why they did that? Because that scared them. You got a whole group of black people standing outside your building with loaded weapons. How do you think that? In their head, they were thinking the worst. Oh, they gonna kill us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like you said, they put that right in place right then and there. They signed that bill was signed a little while after that, and it right now in California, you know, gun laws are strict in California right now, way different from what it is in Alabama. You know, I can't even, the type of gun I got, I can't even have it. If I get caught in California with it, I'm going to prison. Even if I'm not on no killing or doing that, you know, committing a crime, if I get caught with my pistol in California, you know, and then it's over with. Same way with New York. Go to New York and get caught with a pistol and see what happens.
All right, and since you said New York, it reminded me of Diddy. That's Mr. New York to me. And Diddy has been all over the news. So I had this pop-up question that I want to put out there. Can a person be dating and single?
that don't even make sense. I mean,
how does it not make sense?
Well, I take that back. I'm sorry. I take that back. It kind of do make sense because you can be dating. You don't necessarily have it. Just because you're dating don't mean you're in a relationship. You know, you could date a person because dating is you just see it's kind of like a trial. You know what I'm saying? You're trying this person out to see if they gonna be compatible with you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're still single.
Okay. Oh, okay. So those are my sentiments exactly. Like, I don't care if you're dating exclusively, whatever the case may be. If you're not married, then that means you're single.
Right. Because check this out. If you're doing your taxes and stuff, what did they ask you on there? What are the boxes you check? Married, single, or divorced, right? It don't say dating. It don't say, oh, I'm dating. Nah, you single. So
You
yeah.
single.
Yeah.
So when we were dating means going on dates. Exactly. Just because I go on a date with you does not make us in a relationship, period.
Exactly.
All right. So I think that is the misconception. People feel like, you know, if we're dating, then we are an us. But you are not an us until you put a ring on it, until you get married, until you take those vows. All right. So with that being said, let's talk about Diddy and Young Miami. So Diddy gave Miami a podcast, Carisha Please, and the first episode aired last week or a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. But on this podcast, she asked some very authentic questions of him. And you know,
what was
first she, you know, one of the questions that she asked is, so what is we? So what we is? That was it. So what we is?
We just, you know, fooling it like plastic.
Basically, that's what he said. You know, we're friends. We're, you know, you're fun kind of thing. But she said, but what if I said I was single? He said he was single. She said, because we dating. And he was like, you know, kind of like, okay, if you say so, we dating, but I'm single. I'm having fun. So that is where I got that question from, because I agree with Diddy. You're single until you're married. And it was a good interview. And Carisha was very raw, uncut, and real. But how old is too old? Because Diddy is 52 and she is 28.
That too old. I ain't gonna lie. Something now, y'all women, y'all gotta realize now, when you go to dating grandpas, you know what I'm saying? If this guy's old enough to be your dad, then that count too. If he's the same age as your daddy and your uncle and your granddad, then he probably
older than your mother. Because I think in this instance, he's older than her mother.
Yeah.
He is 52 and she is 28.
Get what? In 10 years, she'll know how old is too old, because in 10 years, she ain't gonna want him. No matter how much money he got, he ain't gonna be able to do nothing for her but her fun dates. That's it. That's all he gonna be able to do.
And I'm about to start asking people, so what we is?
What? So I want to see Holyfield. He's coming and he's making a comment and saying he ain't too old. So you mean to tell me, Holyfield, if you had a 28-year-old daughter, you would be okay with her dating a 52-year-old? I just
And that's my rule. Like, I don't know how old is too old, but if you have kids that age, that's a no-go for me.
That's just too
like,
old.
I'm looking at you funny because if you have kids that age, that's a no-go for me. Like, that is too old. They gotta be older than your kids because I can't look at somebody 35 and call them stepmama.
Right.
I just can't do it.
Right. That's just like me. That's just like me dating an older woman and she has kids that's my age. I go over her house and they playing me and him playing 2K together. No, that ain't gonna work. That's too old. She too old for me. I don't want to play 2K with your kids. I want to be the alpha. I want to be the alpha male in there. If we playing 2K together, he might want to try me one day. He goes like, man, mama, he played 2K with me. He a little boy. No, we ain't doing that. That's too old. That's too old, man. I can't. If your kids the same age, or if you date somebody that's same age as your parents, yeah, a little too old for you.
Yes, but I'm still looking at those men who date women that younger than them. I'm looking at them sideways because I'm like, ooh, she was a kid. You know, she was in the womb when you were 18. Like, I'm looking at you sideways. That's a whole baby. Like, that's a whole baby to you. I'm just saying. That's my opinion.
Yeah, man. But I feel like you gotta at least, my dad was 9 years older than our mom, you know what I'm saying? But there was a different time back then. And 9 years, that ain't really that old. But when you
I like a good 10-year difference. I think that's good.
But when you go getting up into the 15, 20 year older,
18 years,
that's a whole nother bracket, man. That's too old. I feel like what are you looking for? It don't matter if she grown or not, Holyfield. What is you looking for that? Like the old folks say, man, you're gonna get worms messing with these old people. So, man, listen. 10 years at the max, I feel like that's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got some kind of other connection with this person, to each his own. But I feel like after 10 years, you kind of need to start going back down, looking for something up in your age bracket, man. Because, wow, that's some of these comments, man.
He is a high valued man. He's at billionaire status. They kept talking about that. He talked about how he could spend $500,000 on the shopping spree, all those things, the exotic locations, the restaurants, those kind of things. But at the end of the day, she is old enough to be his child. Like, she's that young. That is, I mean, he may have kids that age. He's older than her mother. Like, come on. And so, we keep talking about high value, but does everything have to equate to $1? Are we attaching a dollar sign to the value of a woman, Holyfield? Because that's what I'm wondering. Because I'm more than, it's more to me than money, and money can't buy me. So, I'm here for a high value man, but at the end of the day,
it's high value young men out there. It's high value.
I don't have to date somebody my grandfather's age or my father's age to get those things out of a man. Let's just be clear.
Because in another thing, since I didn't mean to cut you off, you not finna sit here and tell me Young Miami is just physically attracted to this 52-year-old man. Y'all seen P. Diddy, and I ain't throwing no shade, but he's not in the best of shape. He, you know what I'm saying? Looking at her and looking at him, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Let's be real. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And so another thing they talked about too, she asked him, and I guess she was like, people are shocked that you're talking to me, in a sense. So she asked him, did he prefer classy or nasty? And he said nasty, because she was fun. He said you can buy classy lessons.
See, that's a man talking with money. That's a man talking with money. That's a man. I ain't say the man. I wasn't judging his looks. I'm talking about his body shape, though. We done seen P. Diddy last. He ain't that one that was dancing on stage. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that P. Diddy no more. He grandpa P. Diddy now. He grandpa Diddy. Come on, man. 52.
Grandpa Diddy.
Grandpa did it, man. Come on now. With that young kid. Come on. And
So
when it
as a
comes
man,
to,
what would you prefer though? Because I want to know how men think. Because I'm out here trying to be a classy lady in these streets, but I'm single, so I'm like, what do the men prefer?
well, listen, it's a way to put it. I want a classy in the streets, but in the house, I want a nasty. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it got to be a balance. When I'm out in the street, don't nobody need to know you nasty. You know what I'm saying? So, be classy in the street, but nasty in the sheets. Simple as that. Simple as that. But I definitely want a classy first and foremost. I'd rather have a classy than nasty. You know, when you put it like that.
Class, you can't buy class. I'm sorry. I don't care how many etiquette lessons, trainings you go through. What's in you gonna come out.
Nah,
You
you can
buy
buy
class.
you can buy it.
You
It
can
just
buy a
ain't
nice dress.
authentic. It
You can
just
buy
ain't
some
authentic.
diamonds, but they don't make you classy. That's what I think. And one more thing, while in this interview, they discussed what's the worst thing you've done at the end of a breakup. And y'all in the chat weigh in, what's the worst thing you've done at the end of a breakup?
What's the worst thing you've done, sis, while we wait on these comments?
You know, I've grown up a lot. I've grown up a lot. That I will say. I've done some things now, you know. So I would have to say Waiting to Exhale is my favorite movie. I did not burn down a house.
I was just about to say, you ain't tell me about this.
I did not burn down the house. No Lisa left out Lopez for me. But I have set some things outside, you know. I have, you know, back in my day, when I was in them streets, I have flat some tires. You know, it's just
You've committed some, well, in other words, sis, you've committed some felonies that you're admitting to now.
No. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Well, it just fit because you said you flattened some tires. So whoever out there who had flat tires while dating Rachel Reed, there's your confession.
Please don't come forth. Please don't come forth. But I have been delivered. Chelsea, Debbie, they up in here, they can attest. I have been delivered. But I've done some things. But that was in my youth. I didn't know any better. That was in my youth. So what have you done?
I don't know. I haven't really did too much because I always, was the one getting broke up with. I kind of probably did my dirt while we were together. Probably the reason why I was getting broke up with though. So it wasn't no need for me to get no get back. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no need. I just, now I have had things done to me. You know what I'm saying? I have had a car key. I've had my side view mirrors knocked off. I've had a lot of things happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't, well, the side view mirror wasn't even involved with me. It was another dispute with a woman and her boyfriend, but my car got in the mix some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't too much. I guess the worst thing I've done after a breakup was just go get a bad woman and make the other make my last one mad or something, I think that's the worst I'm a good guy. I don't do things like that. I don't destroy property. I don't do things of that nature, I'm a good guy. I haven't flattened any tires or keyed any cars or burnt any wigs.
Since we on camera, I'm just gonna plead the fifth the rest of the way.
Yeah, I haven't did none of that stuff though, but like I say, you got some crazy.
When you put your heart and soul into something and it don't work out for you, it make you do some things.
When you put your heart and soul into something and it don't work out, you need to go back in and reach in there and get your heart and soul out the same way you put it in there and go on about your business. That's what you need to do because you're gonna go to jail. If you flat tire, you're going to jail. Flat tire, you're going to jail. Because I know who did.
Don't do that anymore. What we gonna leave the people with tonight?
I'm gonna leave the people with this right here, man. Make sure y'all take care of yourselves out here, because I had a health scare yesterday, and I'm glad to be here with y'all today. Like I thought I was having a heart attack yesterday, so I want y'all to keep y'all health in check. It's hot out there. It's hot in the workplace. I know in my workplace it's real hot, so y'all just stay hydrated. You know what I'm saying? And just be safe out there, man. Because like I said, I had a scare yesterday, and I thought I was gonna be out of here. So
all right. So yes, please be safe. And take care. Enjoy this Juneteenth weekend. And on that note, we are out of here.
We are out of here. And I want